Hi there, welcome back to Tiny NH House. It's the 12th of June and this is going to be a short trip, only 3 days. Get some more tongue and groove paneling up in the kitchen. I brought up the wall cabinets for the kitchen, so I got to bring those inside, and then if I have time I'll cut up that tree that I took down last time and maybe even pump some water into my new IBC totes. So first job, get these wall cabinets inside. Well, I got my 2 wall cabinets moved in. Those are the ones with the hat and the earmuffs on. And I got 3 more courses nailed up on each side of the window of the tongue and groove pine. I actually started wearing those earmuffs for hearing protection because that air hammer is very loud and it started bothering my ears, so I figure better be safe than sorry. So I also polyurethaned another 4 boards in the afternoon, and today it's raining out, which is fine because I planned on working inside anyway. So I have to cut a piece of wood to fit around the top of that window. So I made the measurements, and it's about a 2-inch insert that I have to cut out. So this is a piece of the wood I'll use. I'll have to do a plunge cut for that 2.5 or 3 feet notch that comes out, and then we'll nail that up and that wall will be pretty much done. This is the sink base cabinet. It's about 16 inches out from the wall right now. Been taking some measurements, and then to the left there, that's the corner cabinet. So what I have to do with this sink cabinet is cut holes out for the pipe, because I didn't want to reroute that pipe once I got it in. So instead I'll just cut a hole in the back of the cabinet in the bottom where no one will see it. So you can see there I got the square coming out from the wall at the edge of the pipe, and I marked that on the back of the cabinet. I'll do the same thing on the other side, and that'll tell me where I have to cut. And then I've got to measure up from the floor to where that vent pipe goes in the wall. I have to cut it up that high, but it only protrudes from the wall about 5 inches, so it's not like it's a big cut in the back of the cabinet. And I got the hole cut out for the drain pipe and the vent pipe and the water supply. It's not pretty, but it works, and no one is going to know it's there except for me. Actually, this laminated particle board didn't chip very much. I was surprised. Came out pretty good. So I got that cabinet in there, and it's in the approximate position. I got to take some more precise measurements when I put the counter on, because the sink has to match up just right to mate up with those pipes there. So I also moved the other cabinets into position. So this is what it looks like right now. Get back a little further, the stove there. So between the stove and that corner cabinet, there'll be one more cabinet. So the counter will be L-shaped, and that'll be the bottom of the L between the stove and the corner there. So I calculated correctly with my measurements. Everything fits in. Just have to measure this opening here so I can order the right size cabinet there. And I also got about 6 or 7 more courses of pine up on the front wall, at least the eastern portion of it. So it looks a little bit more presentable now. And just for a little tease here, this is one piece of butcher block that I just put on top. See how it looks? That piece will actually be the bottom of the L that will go from that corner over to the stove. And then I've got an 8-foot section of countertop butcher block that'll go over the rest of the section of cabinets there in the sink. And that's the one I have to cut the hole out for the sink. This stuff's heavy. That section there is probably 40 pounds or 50 pounds. So I'm not moving the long one until I plan it out or I get some help. This is how I recharge my 18-volt Ryobi batteries for the power tools. This is a 18-volt charger that runs off of 12 volts, so right now I just hook it up to the batteries, and it doesn't take long, maybe 15 minutes and 30 minutes for the bigger batteries. So this works for now. One of the things I had to do this trip is to start treating my butcher block countertop. This is the 8-foot one. So this is Howard's cutting block treatment. It's non-toxic. The directions are to apply it with a rag, let it set for 20 minutes, and then wipe off the excess. And basically do that 3 or 4 times for a new butcher block counter. So I want to get started with this trip. So next trip, at least the bottom surface will be treated. I'm going to treat both top and bottom, but the bottom will probably just get one coat. Then I'll have to flip it to do the top. That thing weighs 86 pounds, so it's a bear. Well, I'm happy with this stuff so far. Goes on easily. But when I get home, the first thing I got to do is order another bottle of it, because this one bottle is not going to be enough for the 4 or 5 coats I need to do. But the stuff does not smell. I wasn't sure about that. There's no odor to it, so I'm not high. Not getting high on this stuff. This side is going to be the bottom because I found a slight hole. I don't know if you call it a hole. Imperfection. And the other side is really nice. The other side is perfectly smooth, so the other side's going to be the top. So the first coat's on of the sealant. I'm happy with it so far. No smells. Applies easily. Now just another 4 or 5 coats. Well, that's going to do it for this trip. I'm pretty happy with what I got accomplished. Got the walls finished here in the kitchen. Got another few courses up on the front wall. Got the plumbing cut out for the sink, and put the base cabinets in place. So my measurements worked out. Everything's going to fit. One new cabinet I have to get is 18 inches, which is what I calculated. So that'll work out too. So there's going to be a wall cabinet on either side. Those are up here. I brought those this trip. So next time we'll somehow get the butcher block countertop over here, all 86 pounds of it. I may have to rig up some pulleys or something to help get it up there and not damage anything. Get a couple more coats of sealant on that, and then I can carefully cut out the opening for my sink and put the sink back in. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Be careful out there.